I'm Nate Mitchell. I'm Vice President of Product at Oculus VR.
So let's talk a little about how Hollywood seems to have embraced Oculus, even at this early age with SDK kits.
Yeah, absolutely. So what we're seeing right now is Hollywood start to get more and more invested into the VR space, which is really incredible. We're seeing studios pick up the Oculus Rift DK2s and actually even starting back with the DK1s and starting to look at what does VR storytelling and interactive sort of narrative look like in VR. We've often said that we're really excited about part of the future of film being virtual reality. And I think what we're seeing right now is developers, or really filmmakers, starting to learn what that looks like by taking smaller experiences, like some of the scenes that were previewed at Comic-Con, like the Sleepy Hollow experience or the Pacific Rim experience, and really just starting to invest in, okay, what does VR storytelling look like? How can we build something small that teaches us about the steps we need to take in the future to build maybe even a full-length feature film?
Well, that was something that Guillermo del Toro actually told me. He said he would love to explore VR with storytelling. Seeing people like that are so creative behind the camera in movies, what are your thoughts of what VR opens up to them creatively?
I think VR really does open up a huge amount in terms of artistic storytelling. I think the biggest thing, and we've talked about this a lot, is the ability to really generate sensations that are never before possible with other mediums like traditional, video games or even movies. I'll give you an example. With Pacific Rim, when you put this thing on, you truly do feel like you're inside a Jaeger. And there's something about the space and the scene and everything else that you suddenly feel like you're present in that world in a way that's not possible, when you're sitting in a movie theater, you're watching a screen. And there's other things like, if you can't actually do it in the demo, but imagine leaning out over that Jaeger and actually getting that sensation of like vertigo of that height, because the Jaeger's massive, massive thing. You're looking down over the water with a kaiju nearby. Some of these things, you just can't create those sensations on a TV screen. And so VR really does open up a huge amount in terms of just creating experiences that have never before been possible and are significantly more aligned with reality.
Well, Pacific Rim also begs you to have some kind of Kinect controls when he's sitting there and telling you to go ahead and move your arms up and down. I mean, and given that these movies, for example, aren't going to be out until 2017, that seems like a lifetime when it comes to VR and the speed at which things are moving.
Yeah, I think that's absolutely true. We've seen VR move incredibly quickly in the last 2 years. Oculus, our Kickstarter was actually in August 2012. Palmer and I were here at Gamescom in 2012, promoting the Kickstarter and the first Rift development kit. At that point, we were just showing off a prototype. When you think about how fast the industry and VR as a medium is going to move in the next 5 to 10 years, I think we're going to see a huge amount of both innovative experiences along with input methods that are really going to open up a lot of new possibilities for people.
And speaking of new possibilities, how has Facebook impacted those possibilities and the speed at which people will ultimately be able to experience these types of things at home?
The partnership with Facebook has been great for a lot of different reasons. It's hard to say it's impacting the speed. What it's really doing is impacting sort of the quality and the level of investment that we can make. So a couple examples that we talk about a lot in terms of coming together with Facebook, our hiring, we've been able to grow the company in a much more significant way with hiring more top talent that would otherwise be impossible to get for a variety of reasons. So that's really crucial. We're able to go out and build ultimately a better product and invest more money into publishing content in the ecosystem than we would have ever been able to solo. And so all of these things are really, the whole partnership with Facebook was all about what's best for VR and what's really best for the Oculus Rift. And at the end of the day, I think we're seeing all of that come together really, really nicely working with the Facebook team.